Exploding in size overnight, the Bobcat fire ripped through the foothills northeast of Los Angeles, destroying several structures. Intensifying winds prompted more evacuations as crews from across the country have stepped in. Firefighter Larry Smith says it's one of the biggest wildfires he's seen.
What does that look like?
Well, think of 91,000 American football fields.
Tonight, West Coast fires that have already claimed at least 36 lives continuing to explode in size. Firefighters desperately working to save homes from the Bobcat fire near Los Angeles. Multiple aircraft called in to drop retardant. But that fire growing overnight to nearly 100,000 acres. The fire so intense, it sparked this smoke tornado, whipping rocks and ash as it tore across the forest. Flames still inching within a few hundred feet of the Mount Wilson Observatory, also home to Southern California's TV towers. Homes in Juniper Hills to its north destroyed, sending residents fleeing.
It's not just the U.S. that's dealing with extreme climate events. Some of the worst fires on record are also burning across South America. Thousands are burning in the Amazon. Katie Watson with our partners at the BBC has the story.
Above the canopy, unmissable signs that the Amazon is burning. But it's on the ground where the damage has been done. This virgin forest gone forever.
This is one of dozens of fires we've seen while driving through the forest today, and this is a specially protected area.
Pantanal in Brazil is the world's largest wetland. It is also one of the most biologically diverse parts of the world. But the Pantanal this year has been ravaged by enormous and unprecedented fires.
The images of a jaguar with its paws burned in the raging fires of Pantanal shocked the world. But this spotted female jaguar, called a manasi, is lucky. She was rescued by an NGO and is being treated for her burnt paws.
Hello and welcome back to Grim Survival. What you had just seen was rather disturbing. Those are just some news articles I pulled together, or clips I pulled together, just to show you that what was happening last week is still happening. The wildfires have not gone away just because the news isn't covering them as readily anymore. I mean, in the local areas, yeah, you'll see more of it, but nationally, and when you're reading Google News, Fox News, things like that, they're just not covering it. So I just felt the need to remind you what is happening. The jaguar itself out of South America and Brazil, the Amazon is burning. The Amazon is burning. And the jaguar, I mean, that was disturbing to say the least. And yeah, I'm glad they were able to save the animal and help it, but there are a lot more animals in that particular region that are not being helped and cannot be helped. So a lot of them are way worse than the particular jaguar that you've seen. Today is going to be the 26th. By the time you see the video, it is really late at night. I was having a lot of trouble sleeping, so I decided to make some video and you know, look at some news. I haven't done one of these in quite a while. I used to do these more often, and yeah, it's been quite a while since I've done it. To me, the news is like walking in on your grandparents when they're getting it on. I mean, it's just, you just can't unsee certain things, and the news to me is like that. Maybe not quite as traumatic, I suppose, as I've never had that experience. So if you have, I feel sorry for you. But yeah, that's the news to me. It's just, yeah, there's just some things you cannot unsee. So yeah, we'll leave it at that, because that was probably as vulgar as this channel's ever been, right? I try to keep it family friendly, I really do. Watching Marfugal News lately, I really have been, and it's rather entertaining and interesting what they talk about on that channel, and I find it to be really informative. And if you haven't checked out Marfugal News, you definitely should. Marfugal TV. I probably won't post a link in the description because I won't remember. It's, like I said, really late, and yeah, I'm actually holding the microphone, so yeah, that's what's in my hand. That's the microphone, and this is the Bluetooth pin. The remote to start and stop. Samsung, man, they got all the technology. All right, speaking of technology, I got a few more news clips for you. You're going to see. I will get back to you at the end of this video with a couple of my own opinions about it, so stay tuned. Alright, here we are at Signs of the Times News. That is SOTT.net for those of you who are unaware. It's been a while since I've shown this on video, but here we are, obviously. The first thing I'd like to highlight here is this little picture off to the right, in case you can't see it, and I will just go ahead and open it for you. Picture of the day. In case you are unaware, this is Bill Gates, and just kind of read this. Time to install your update. And he's got his little needle there, and yeah. How dare you not let me edit your genes? So, yeah, let me just tell you about Bill Gates here for a minute. And while I do that, go ahead and look at this quote of the day. I was going to read it to you, but it's kind of long. But anyway, Bill Gates, in case you don't know, is very rich, one of the richest people in the world. He is the guy who supposedly invented Microsoft Windows and was, the founder, one of the founders of Microsoft. So obviously, he is very much into the tech industry. Bill Gates also stole most of his technology, if you know anything about him, from Steve Jobs and Apple way back in the day. So Bill Gates is known as not the most reputable person in the world. So keep that in mind. And alright, if you've read that already. But yeah, Bill Gates is definitely not one to be trusted. Alright, moving on back to Signs of the Times. I'm going to highlight a couple of these news articles that I was reading here. First being this, and this will go along the lines with what I'm going to talk about here in a minute. Rioters throw Molotov cocktails at police in Portland. And yeah, I got that opened here. This is not really a very large news article. There are tweets here about it, which I'm not going to play for you, but you can definitely look it up if you need to. SOTT.net again. And rioters throw Molotov cocktails at police, and you can see the picture here of what it looks like police being firebombed. And yeah, in case you don't know what a Molotov cocktail is, it's basically flammable liquid in a glass bottle that someone lights something and shoves in it and throws it, and it makes what you're seeing here, a ball of fire. I am not going to demonstrate that on this channel. I do not need that kind of publicity. Alright, back here I was going to look up, here we go. This is going to be a little bit of a lighter topic here. Don't panic, lighten up. I'm not going to read because some of this is just, yeah. Anyway, right here is what I'm going to highlight. Miracle cure for mental health. And I got it opened up here, so I will show you. The miracle cure for mental health. Experts suggest logging off of social media, then backing over all of your electronic devices with a van. And that looks a lot like the laptop I have sitting next to me. Alright, in a report issued Wednesday, health experts are now recommending regularly logging off your social media accounts and then backing over your electronic devices with a van or other large vehicle. Yeah, I'm a big proponent of technology. I'm very good with technology. I like technology. I have a lot of technology. And I completely agree with what they have said here. Completely agree. Turn it off. Everybody's turned into a zombie with their devices. Turn it off. Alright, now we're going to look at some things that are just a little closer to home here. IMPD, that's the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department. This is Indianapolis local news here. Local officials say a few small protests are planned this weekend in Indianapolis, but there's little expectation that the demonstrations will give way to destructive rioting like they did in May. I did drive through the area, not in May, but a little while after I took a little drive around Indianapolis downtown and just looked around, and yeah, everything was boarded up and there was some damage around the area. So Indianapolis protests haven't really made national news, but locally you can see it. So protests planned for the Indiana State House and elsewhere in the Central Business District on Friday and Saturday follow grand jury's decision this week not to charge police officers with the death of Breonna Taylor, I believe is Breonna Taylor. I forgive me for butchering that name there, but yeah, I'm not going to talk about police shootings and anything like that. Just going to, riots are planned if you haven't noticed what was going on in Kentucky. Moving on, this is Wish TV 8, I believe it's CBS out of Indianapolis. They are saying something a little bit different here than what the last one said. They're saying that violent protests are putting downtown Indianapolis on the edge, and yeah, they're talking about the same things here. Some downtown business owner prepared for the worst after violent protests broke out in Louisville after a Kentucky grand jury on Wednesday brought no charges against a Louisville police officer. So yeah, and again, I'm not going to talk about the riots or or the police. I'll talk about the riots, but not what happened with the police, because that's a completely different video. Boards were added to windows at Big Red Liquors on Pennsylvania Street. Now, I'm just going to highlight that right now. Big Red Liquors on Pennsylvania Street, I will tell you, is not the most reputable area in the first place. I'm sure, without even going there, that the Big Red Liquors on Pennsylvania Street already had bars on their windows, and I don't think the boards were really that necessary, other than keep the glass from breaking. But anyway, moving on. Alright guys, I'm going to ask you one of those what if questions, if you've seen the video the other day. What if all of this news isn't real? What if it's all propaganda, or just a veil being pulled over your face? What if they are just lying to us? What if kittens resembling Baby Yoda rescued from California wildfires actually is the most important headline of the day? Alright guys, the news, yeah. It's nothing good. There's never any good news. Have you ever, I mean, every now and then you'll see good news. Every now and then. But for the most part, there's no good news, and everything is the president's fault. And in case you are unaware, every problem that we're having right now is the president's fault, in case you didn't know that. And I was unaware of that until I started reading all these news articles. But like I said, news is, you know, I'm going to try to do this once a week. I'm going to try one of these videos a week. That's my goal. So, hey, wish me luck. We all know how plans work out, especially for me. So, yeah, wish me luck. Yeah, Patreon. I need more Patreons, I really do. I like Patreon. It's fun. I posted my first Patreon only video. I was in this particular storage room, and I gave a little tour of the storage room. I was still wearing my glasses. It was really early, and I just, you know, showed people showed the Patreons what's going on with the storage room and what I was doing with it. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. If you really want to know, $1 a month on Patreon. That's all it costs, $1 a month. All proceeds do go to support the channel. Get things like this microphone. No, not the pen. It can pay the phone bill though. Phone is rather expensive. Alright, I do have a request, a rather grim request for everyone. Marfugal News, I was talking about it in the beginning of the video. I've been trying to call in. I really have. I've sent them emails. Quite a few subscribers have told me to contact them and, you know, chime in. And I have tried, but it's hard to get through. Hard to get through. I mean, their live streams have over 1,000 views, at least 1,000. I mean, I think 3,000 to 4,000 is what I was seeing on average from the last few live streams I've watched. So I'm sure there are a lot of callers. So getting me in there is going to be difficult. So if you wouldn't mind, bug them for me, or just, you know, help me out. It would definitely help the channel, and, you know, just help me out. And if you guys really want to, all 600 subscribers, if you would just make a second account and subscribe a second time, I would get over that 1,000 mark, and I'd start doing videos like this one in a more live fashion. Yeah, I would do live videos, especially right here, right now. It's the middle of the night, and I have nobody else to talk to except for my phone, so I would appreciate to do some live videos. But hey, don't feel sorry for me. I should be in bed anyway. Yeah, it's really late. Well, it's got to be after midnight now. Anyway, this has been Grim Survival. Remember, click the subscribe button, make a second account, click it again. That would greatly help the channel. It really would. I really have to get over 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers is where you can actually make live videos. So anywhere under that, and they just tell you no. They don't like you that much because you're not important to them. I'm not really sure you're important to them after either, but whatever. Anyway, like I said, this has been Grim Survival. Give me a thumbs up. Remember, click the little bell icon, and you got to click all after you click the bell icon, and it maybe will give you the notifications. If not, check me out on Facebook. Give me a like over on Facebook. Links are in the description for Facebook, Patreon. If you want to support the channel with a donation, I would greatly appreciate it. I do have trips planned for this week. I have a couple of really cool places to show you. I have a new gimbal that will make it stable when I'm walking through there. I was playing with it all day, and I wouldn't have it without you guys. So thank you very much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.